Need to Be Multiple, Conversations with Rabbi Kort. And today's conversation is going to be for you parents who may be struggling with the question, the high holidays are coming and what do I do with my kids? So a bit about your growing up in a synagogue. I assume, everyone assumes that, rabbis just, loved going to the high holidays, spent all their time there, So tell us about the real story of a child growing up.
Well, that's not so dissimilar from what the experience was like. Yes, I spent most of my free time at synagogue when I was growing up because my parents were very, very active in the synagogue that I grew up at. And oftentimes I was like the kid who was there throughout the entire day because I didn't really have anywhere else to go since both my mom and my dad were taking on honors and helping make sure that everything was set up for meals at the synagogue and the like. So the rule in my family was I needed to be in the sanctuary during services, but I was allowed to bring a tote bag filled with books.
Okay.
And most of these books were Jewish books. And I actually see some very familiar titles downstairs in our library. I used to love the Choose Your Own Jewish Adventure books growing up. There was one for the Spanish Inquisition. There's one for being an immigrant coming to the United States. I promise you they are riveting. They're riveting. But really I think the idea is, right, even if you see a kid who's in the sanctuary who might be reading something that is just a great book like Captain Underpants or Harry Potter, right, that the child is soaking up the experience of being with the community for the high holy days. And I have a feeling that even if your little one is sitting quietly and reading, when they hear, they are going to bring their head up and pay attention to what's going on in the service.
Oh, I love that. And I love what you're saying about the, that really like coming here and kind of bringing in and feeling, whatever's happening with the community. So when you're putting together the high holidays, like what is the atmosphere? Kind of what are you hoping to achieve?
Well, the atmosphere, I think that the high holy days is really an opportunity for the community to come together. Right? And especially Erev Rosh Hashanah evening, there's huge excitement. Everyone wants to greet their friends who they may or may not have seen over the summer. People want to catch up, that there's a great celebratory feeling. And then as we start making our way through the holidays, moving into Rosh Hashanah daytime, moving into our beautiful Tashlich service, right, an opportunity to gather with community at the water and symbolically cast off some of our sins, right, spending special time together as a family, talking about goals and ways that you want to be stronger as a family in the coming year. We start moving deeper into that reflective mode, right? Who are the people that we want to be in this coming year? So on the one hand, I just want to say as a rabbi, the timing of our Jewish high holy days is kind of stinky with our secular calendar. Right? That there's lots of new starts to the year, and the start to the new school year coincides almost perfectly with the start of our Jewish year. And that can be really complicated. But the blessing is, right, thematically, it's the perfect time to set goals as individuals and to set goals as a family. And why not do that within the context of Jewish community?
Oh, I love that. I think that's a great idea to really take maybe what families are really working with the beginning of school and tie that into their Jewishness. I love that idea. So from an adult perspective, then why would you say it's important to come to the high holidays?
For so many reasons, right? I think as adults, we know the work that we should be doing, but we don't always take advantage of the tools to propel us forward in the direction that we want to be moving in, right?
Yeah.
That I think it's easier to set academic goals if we're students or goals for work in terms of our professions, but it's important to set goals of how we want to live our lives, right?
Yeah.
I want to be a kind person, right? As much as I say I want to embrace people who have different views than my own, how do I really get there as an individual? And these are all things that we'll address as part of the prayers of our High Holy Days.
And it sounds like, I mean, to me, like that seems like a very important lesson I would want my child to understand and really see. Is not just that this is a time where we reflect on who we've been and the Tashlik, and this, but really the planning, and that's a theme I hear kind of coming up is preparation.
Oh,
would you say?
absolutely.
Yeah.
So Amy, for you and for me as Jewish professionals, right? We are well aware that the moon in the sky is teeny tiny, right?
Yes.
We are starting the month of Elul, the month leading up to our High Holy Days.
Yes.
And this entire month is dedicated to preparing ourselves to get the most out of Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. And along with our spiritual preparation, right, you and I are also doing a lot of logistical preparation, whether it is cleaning up our building or working with the fabulous Cantor Ellen Dreskin, making sure that the services are organized. For our congregants, right, you have important work getting organized too. And that organization means, right, taking time off for work, putting in that request now as opposed to saving it until the week before when that may or may not be feasible. And the same is true for our kids in school. We want to empower you as parents with the tools to make it easy and comfortable for your child to take off school if that's something that you have the ability to do as a family, right? That school in our districts is starting the second week of September, and come prepared for that first day of school with a letter to your teacher, to your students' teachers and administration, explaining what this time of year is about for us.
And that's why I appreciate you preparing that letter, and that's something that they can download right off of our website and bring to the school, bring to the principal, your back to school night, whatever it might be, sort of explaining this holiday and why their student may be missing that. So you might need to write one for them to miss work too. No. It's like a sort of a doctor's note, you get a letter. So a doctor's note, you get a rabbi's note, So if they have if parents have any questions about this, they can contact you, right?
Absolutely.
So, also, as you mentioned, we have our 2 cleanup days that are coming up for the high holidays, which I think is a really great time to prepare our space, right? We prepare ourselves, hopefully internally, externally. So this coming Sunday and also on the 26th, we have some cleanup days. We have our first PTSA meeting, our Parent Teacher Student Administration meeting on Monday the 27th. So we have a lot of things happening to prepare ourselves for this. So I just want to say thank you for spending the time and talking to our parents. So
thank
we're going to blow that shofar one more time.
Absolutely. So wishing everyone a very happy, a very sweet, and a very meaningful new year. Shana Tova.
Shana Tova.